our general overseer, our daddy in the Lord, our papa in the Lord, said that the problem of Nigeria is very spiritual. That we should not blame Mr. President. That if not for prayer, that dollar will have been equivalent to 10,000 naira. That the problem of Nigeria is not Mr. President. To be frank with you, I must agree with our daddy in the Lord. I must agree with our papa. If not for prayer, Nigeria would have been in the state of oblivion. Then you will come out and ask and expect and ask the question of why is it that the man of God, our papa, will not come out and speak when this administration is not getting it right? Yes, it's not the fault of Mr. President, but who is the one enacting these laws that are really, really biting hard on Nigerians? You see this administration, borrowing and consuming. You will ask yourself, who is the one borrowing and consuming? They will borrow and share. You will expect our daddy in the Lord to come out and say something and put these people in their place and at least talk sense into them. They are making things very difficult for Nigerians. And you will ask yourself, is it that there are no members in the church that are feeling the heat? Is there no members of the Redeemed Christian Church of God that are feeling the suffering of this current administration? Like, you will agree with me that our Papa in the Lord is one of the biggest critic of government during the Jonathan's regime. He will come up and speak when things are being done wrong, when things are not being, done in the right way. You will still expect him to bring that same energy. To be frank with you, this current administration, I think, happens to be one of the worst governments that Nigerian has ever had, going to record. As much as I would not like to rate the former administration, but to be frank with you, the former administration, I think to me, I will rate them, but they are all the same. But at the end of the day, the previous administration is quite trying to be better than this, because this is just, they're not even up to 2 years in office. They are barely 2 years in office, and the suffering is too much. Nigerians are complaining. Rice is on the highest. Things are very expensive, and you will ask yourself, the reason why he's throwing this line is even if fuel is being sold at 10,000 naira per liter, Papa will definitely afford it, because Papa has come a long way, and Papa has really, really accumulated wealth that will sustain his family, that will sustain his children. So even if it's being sold at 1 million, Papa will definitely afford it. And when you are hearing this thing coming from them, you will ask yourself, are these people really benefiting from this? Whenever I hear these things coming from reputed and respected our papas and daddies, I remember the movie I watched during the time I watched Born Again Stripper. You see them sitting on a round table, and those people on that round table are really, really benefiting from what is really, really happening in that system. When you look at the other side, the other movie that I also watched, I think King of Boys, you will also see them sitting on a round table. When you place all those things, you'll be like, what's happening? It seems the same scenario we are seeing on those things is what is playing out, because I don't know the reason why he will not speak when things are being done wrong. You understand? You ask yourself, is he benefiting from the system? I'm not saying he's benefiting from the system, but I know our Papa is a man of peace. But at the same time, we still expect him to speak out when things are being done wrong. When our leaders are not getting it right, he to come out and debunk them and tell them this thing is wrong. Nigerians are suffering. You have to take measures. You have to do the right thing. You talk about the fuel subsidy. There is a lot of corruption. We were told that the reason why they removed fuel subsidy is for them to save money. Now, can they be transparent and tell us how much they have saved so far? We are hearing that they just keep on borrowing and borrowing and borrowing. You ask yourself, what is actually happening? Then you expect our Papa. God bless Martin Luther. May God bless him. It would have been better if the man of God just Keep quiet, don't say anything, instead of coming to tell us that the problem of Nigeria is spiritual and not Mr. President. You understand? It's better because saying these things, you are putting yourself up for scrutiny. You are putting yourself up for question. Because if you remember that movie I told you, those people seated on that table, there is someone that is sitting on the center, and that person that is sitting on the center is the one that is giving the order. So you ask yourself, what is happening? Have a lovely day. This is Mrs. Media.